Alright guys, we are talking more Moon Knight. The Moon Watch is continuing again. I love this character, I've said that numerous times already, so there's going to be a lot of Moon Knight content. I'm telling you now, fair warning, we're going to get into it, we're going to have fun. I wanted to talk about what I want to see in the Moon Knight TV series coming to Disney+. There's a lot of things I want to see. Like, there's definitely things that personally I want to see happen, and I'd hope it go that way, but like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to be R-rated, so we're not going to get Marc cutting off Bushman's face. We're just not going to get that. We're not going to see him fall down a building and his legs break. We're not going to see that. Be cool to see, right? Like, I'd love to see that, but we're not going to get that on this show. So I have 7 items that I would like to see happen on this show. These are not specific to a genre or a rating. They're just kind of things that I think could help make the show better and kind of stretch out the universe a bit of who Moon Knight is and that kind of stuff. So the first one I wanted to talk about is side characters. A lot of people may not know it because they don't read Moon Knight, but he has a bunch of cool side characters and they've all been featured prominently in a lot of his stories and arcs. Marlene being his love interest, you gotta have Marlene. She really grounds him, makes him more human in a way where he could kind of easily go off the edge if he didn't have her. And some later storylines, some repercussions to their relationship and romantic intentions kind of promenade, and you see what happens there. Okay, I guess I can spoil it. They have a daughter that Marc didn't know about. Are we gonna see Beatrice in this show? I seriously doubt it. If we get a couple of seasons, I'd love to see it, but I don't think we're gonna see that right away. Marlene would be great to see. I know for a fact we're gonna see Marlene, and we gotta see Frenchie, right? Jean-Paul Duchamp, we gotta see him. He is fun, energetic, interesting, and adds diversity. He's French, he is gay, and they could do the run for one of my favorite runs where he is a paraplegic, uses stilts to walk, or crutches to walk, I mean. We could see that with him. I'd love to see that. If we're going to different periods in time, a couple of years difference, time jumping, we could see a well together Jean-Paul. He's walking, he's happy-go-lucky. Cut to the modern day, he is crippled, he is unhappy, and his marriage or relationship, if however you want to play that with Randy, is kind of falling apart. I mean, we could see that kind of play out there. He's a great not Alfred type to the Moon Knight Batman, because Moon Knight's not Batman, but he's kind of like maybe the Dick. He's kind of like the Nightwing to him a bit. That might be weird to say. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but you never know. Gina would be really cool to see. I'd love to see Gina Lander show up. She's a really fun character, really good side character. Have her diner in there. She's just, you know, kind of like a one-off character we don't have to see a lot of. Not like Marlene or Jean-Paul, but she's just great to throw in there. And Crawley, come on, we have to have Crawley in here. Crawley is such a great character. He's so fun, over the top, he talks like a Shakespearean poet. He is an aristocrat who's homeless. He's a really fun character. I love to see him thrown in here. Let's do it. And I guess I'm gonna say this right now. Do Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley. Maybe don't tell the audience that that's also Marc. Maybe it's somebody that looks like them, but throw them in there. I don't know why I put them as side characters, but it feels right. So that's what I'm doing. My second thing I want to see is make a physical entity of Khonshu. Now, you can obviously do the voice in his head that's kind of telling him what to do, but I want to see like a physical thing there. It could just be the statue. I mean, the statue is there in the Houston run, and that was a good run. But I want to see more. You can do more with this character. Now I'm telling you right now, you have the budget of a Marvel movie, supposedly. Let's do the skull head of a bird in a white tuxedo. That's the best look for Khonshu, and it's awesome. Have him walking. Here's what I want to see. I want to see him literally walking beside Marc, and he's talking to him, but nobody else can see him. So everyone just doesn't know he's there except for Marc. Marc's the only one that sees him. He could be the same size as Marc. He could be the little, you know, Jiminy Cricket on his shoulder or whatever, but I want to see a physical entity for Khonshu, get a good voice actor, have him in the white tux. He could even just wear the Moon Knight costume and walk around beside him. But the giant bird skull is way cooler, and I want to see that done. That's what we have to see happen. Come on, guys. Come on, Disney. Listen, Jeremy Slater, I know you're not watching, but you should, because here's what you're going to do. Giant bird skull, tux, little on his shoulder. Nobody else sees him. He's crazy talking to himself. And that can bring me to number 3. Don't reveal if Marc is crazy or not. That is one of my favorite things to discuss with people as I tell them about the character. Is Marc actually crazy, or is all this real? Obviously he has dissociative identity disorder, that's obvious, but the idea of Khonshu, is Khonshu one of his personalities that drove him insane, or is Khonshu literally a real being that came to Marc for this power? A lot of runs take it different ways. Is he Egyptian god? Is he this weird extraterrestrial being that lives outside a dimension, who's in a constant war with his enemies? Is that what Khonshu is? I don't want people to see this and be, oh, Marc Spector is crazy. I want them to be like, is all of this real, or is it all fake? That's, I think, is a very interesting dynamic that we could see played out through this series. And my fourth item, bring on the villains. Moon Knight does not have a lot of great villains, but he does have a few that are very interesting and worth talking about. There's one big one I'm gonna leave out because he's kind of like my, if we get another season, let's tease this guy kind of thing. Werewolf by Night. How cool would it be to see a werewolf in the Marvel Universe fighting Moon Knight on a helicopter? Like, come on, that writes itself. That's so fun and cool. That could set us up deeper into what I think we're gonna get through the Blade movie, Midnight Suns, because we got Hellstorm coming out, we got the Blade movie, and Moon Knight, he wasn't on the team, but they were teasing it with that Smallville picture for Damnation, so maybe we could get that. That'd be cool, hey? Werewolf by Night's a really interesting villain. Throw him in there, just put him in there in one scene. Same with Stained Glass Scarlet. There's been rumors that she's going to appear too with Werewolf. I'd love to see it. Put her in there, put them all in there. And of course, the big bad we're going to get. We know we're getting this guy because if we're doing the time jumps, who does Marc work for before he becomes Moon Knight? Who's the guy that kills him before Khonshu resurrects him? Raoul Bushman. I love this character. I've always found him to be fascinating. I cannot wait to see what they do with him and how they're going to interpret that. They're going to put the weird face tattoo on. That'd be cool to see. I'd love to see that. We're definitely getting Bushman, so bring him on. Go crazy. Don't make him likable. Make him despicable. A mercenary that everyone hates. I don't want backstory for Bushman. Okay, I don't want him to be like, you know, an Eric Killmonger or a Michael Keaton Vulture or any of that shit. Make him despicable from day one, where you don't care what he's doing, right? You just like, this guy's a prick. We got to bring him down. Nobody likes him, right? That's what we need from Bushman. That's what we want from Bushman. And another thing, my number 5, dark visuals. Cinematography, lighting, and sound are very important. I want this atmosphere to be kind of horror-based, psychological-based, kind of get into the mind's head that you're tripping out, you're scared, you're afraid. Like, you don't have to explicitly go into the dark details of Marc as a character. Again, this is not going to be an R-rated project. But don't shy away from the fact that you need to build up the fear that criminals are going to have for this guy. It's easy, you cut away from a camera at one scene, make it dark so you just hear the sounds. You have to do something to make people afraid of Moon Knight because he is not Captain America, he is not even Doctor Strange. He is insanely scary. He wears white so criminals see him coming. This man's not afraid to get punched, and you have to show that. I want blood splatter, I want some scary shit happening in here. Make it dark, make it horrific, but you don't have to do that in an R rating. Just intensify the scenes with the way the lighting is presented, the way the sound's presented, and the way the cinematography moves around Marc as he's doing something criminal. I guess in this regard we could do cutting off the face. I still don't think we're going to do it, but we could do it in this regard where we cut away and just hear the sounds of it happening. Maybe Khonshu standing over with pleasure. I don't know. That could happen. I'm not the writer. Number 6. Let's do an episode entirely inside the head, the mind, the insane place of Marc Spector. My favorite comic book run of Moon Knight is the Jeff Lemire run, where it all takes place inside Marc's head and he's fighting to find Khonshu and kill him. That's a lot to ask for in a first season, but if we just get a snippet of that where he's jumping through each personality, ending up in a different place. On the streets of New York as Jake Lockley, maybe at a movie studio as Stephen Grant. Get meta with it, have him producing a Moon Knight movie, like we saw in the comic book. Have him jumping around to different places inside his own head because he can't keep track of who he is or where he is. That would be so cool. I would love to see that. That is one of the best aspects of the character that not a lot of other heroes can do. We can't get inside the mind of an Iron Man and have him just kind of like lose himself in thought, but we can do that with Moon Knight, and I think it'd be really interesting to see on screen. It would definitely diversify it, especially if WandaVision works, because that's going to be a lot like that. WandaVision works, I can see them kind of going more that direction with Moon Knight, so I'd like to see that happen. And of course, my number 7, set up Black Spectre. I think Carson Knowles is a great villain. Have him run for office in this season. Tease him losing something. Did his family die? I can't remember if his family died or not. Have him set up becoming the Black Spectre and make that the big bad of your next season or your movie or wherever he's going to appear next, because he's a very interesting character. Bushman is obviously a season 1 villain, but Black Spectre, throw him in the next one. And that is my 7 things I want to see from the Moon Knight TV series. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys want to see? I'm always interested to talk about this character, so just let me know and I'll catch you guys in the next video.